Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Good morning. Okay, awesome. Oh, excuse me, ma'am. I'm not sure. I can't hear you. I cannot hear you.
Better? How about now?
Yes! Yes! Really
Awesome!
clear.
Great. Okay. So let me formally welcome everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Philippines Young Author Awards Book Launch Series. I am Rafi, your host this morning, and I am with our young author. So I'm going to introduce her to you a little while. So I would like to thank everyone. Thank you, everyone who are spending their Monday morning with us. I know it's Monday is a tough day, and we are very grateful to all who are watching us right now in Facebook. So we would like to request everyone to please share this Facebook Live to your friends in your Facebook wall and tag your friends as well. And you can host a watch party. All right. So as I've said today, we are featuring young authors in the Philippines here in our online book launch who won last year's Philippines Young Author Awards. And so, our first young author to share about her experience is a senior high student from Madre Maria Pia Notary School. She's multi-talented, and a high achiever, constantly bagging awards from English to singing contests. Oh, I would ask her to sing, but no, right today it's just gonna be about the book, right, Shane? Awesome.
Got nervous back there.
No. That one we'll reserve for another book launch, right, Shane?
Okay. All right.
Great. So she absolutely loves writing stories and even illustrating for them. So everyone, please welcome Shane Matris.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
Hi
having me
Shane,
here.
how are you?
Yes, I'm doing great. Thank you. Pretty nervous, but we got this. We got this.
More than nervous, I think excited, right? To show.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So well, to start, everyone would like to know more about you, definitely, because you're front and center in this book launch. So, tell us about yourself, Shane. How is it like being a young author and a student as well?
Okay. Of course, Miss Rafi. I'll begin with my introduction. Okay, so hi, good morning, everyone. So my name is Sharai Matris, but you can call me Shane for to make things simple. So I have recently moved up to senior high last April, and here I am now as a young author who has published her first book. So throughout 13 years, I have given all my efforts in studying at Madre Maria Pia Notary School. So this journey of mine was full of surprises. I graduated salutatorian when I was in preschool, became the first honorable mention in elementary, and have received high honors and even the best in English title in junior high. So I have also participated in many competitions and events. So for instance, during preschool and second grade, I competed in our school's annual singing contest and won first and second place medals. In sixth grade, my partner and I won second place at the Private Schools Association of Parañaque, or what we call PSAP, General Information Competition last February 2017. So in early 2020, alongside many other students, we won third place during the PSAP Jazz Chant competition. Growing up in the school, not only did I receive so much recognition and education, but I've also made many great memories with the people who are with me during this journey. So aside
Wow.
from story writing, I
Mhm.
enjoy drawing many fictional characters or creating my own. As you can see in the back of my wall, I've recently made the illustration of my main antagonist, and last year I created the main protagonist. I enjoy drawing many fictional characters or creating my own, exploring other forms of art such as songwriting, comic making, poem writing, and even performance arts, dressing up as my favorite fictional characters or real life people because I have a liking to their sense of fashion, and collecting merchandise from my favorite shows and video games. I have always been fond of creating my own adventures through story writing with the help of the books I read, the shows I watch, and even the games I play. I enjoy genres like magic, supernatural, fantasy, and adventure. I am usually hooked on a story that has the following themes: good versus evil, redemption, coming of age, and courage and perseverance. Not only do these take me to a world where I can escape reality, but it also uplifts me to face the many struggles of tomorrow. And all thanks to the Philippine Young Authors Awards, I was given the opportunity to show my love for writing to a bigger audience. They have given me great tips to improve in creating my eye catching story, and the activities were fun with the other participants. Despite the pandemic, the people who organized last year's event did a splendid job in motivating us to keep moving forward and face our day with a smile. It is truly an honor for me to be here in this interview, and seeing everyone I love supporting me in my journey inspires me to keep creating mind blowing stories. Thank you so much.
Wow, Shane, that's amazing. I didn't expect that really. I'm very grateful. I was part of the team that organized PYAA last year, and I'm very grateful that of you and all the participants as well got the value from it, even while in the middle of the pandemic. So it was amazing hosting something like that as well, to tap into your creative minds. It's an honor. And so also, may I just mention that the PYAA last year, just in case you didn't know, it was our ever. First ever. Yeah, so you, Janelle, and Destiny are our first ever winners for the Philippines. So that in itself is a milestone. So congratulations, guys. It's amazing.
Yes.
So right now you are in the what do you call this? Hall of Fame already. So something to look back, right? To look back to when you are older, I guess. Okay, so you mentioned Shane that you like the fantasy genre, the adventure genre. Did this genre launch you into writing? Wow, what made you start to want to write?
That is a very good question. So, actually, story writing, I've actually been creating random stories when I was still a kid. Like I would play with my stuffed toys and like, let's go on an adventure, and then I'd go to the park, and then they'll just look around and then play with the trees or whatever's there at the park. And then I didn't really explore story writing fully when I was young. I'm just doing whatever came into my mind. But I started to explore that more when I reached fourth grade, when we studied more about creative writing, how to write a
Okay.
story, how to construct a story properly, and how to correct grammar at the same time. And
Hmm.
then I just kept writing whatever comes into my mind, and I used to I show it to my friends, I show it to my family as well, and they're like, "Wow, this is so cool! How did you think of something like this?" And then I
Mhm.
said, I'm not sure. It just came into my mind. It's just really cool. I want to go on an adventure like this, and then here we are now.
It's awesome, right? Also, when you mentioned
Yes,
that writing and reading takes you places, well, not
yes, it
literally
does.
like places, like, but in the imagination, right?
Yes, I get that a lot. My family, my
Mm.
friends, even my teachers, they always uh, mention the word imagination to me. They say you have a very wide imagination. The fact that you can think of something this outstanding or astounding, rather, it's it leaves them speechless.
Well, when they say that to you, Shane, I mean, do you actually understand what they're talking about, or you're just what do you mean? This comes naturally to me.
So when I was younger, I just said, "Okay, thank you." I'm just smiling and smiling and nodding. But then, of course, growing up, you only understand those kinds of those comments of theirs as you grow older. Like, oh, they're right. So getting to know myself more, I do have a very wide imagination.
Great. And also you winning PYAA, I think that puts a stamp on it. The certified, like, Shane is a certified great Imagineer. That
Yes,
puts a stamp
I
on it,
agree.
I think. Yeah. All right. So let's backtrack a little about PYAA. So
Okay.
how did you learn about PYAA that time? So PYAA means Philippines Young Author Awards. Do
Okay.
you
So
remember?
that
Yeah.
was, yes, I still remember. That was December of 2019, or was that February? Between late 2019 to early 2020. The first one who
Hmm.
introduced it was my teacher, my who was my advisor last school year. So my teacher, she sent me the picture of the poster that where there are the details, and then there's even the picture of Miss Catherine and the description on, oh, you can submit your story and we'll never know, it might make it to the top three. And it caught my attention. And the person who introduced that event to my teacher, I believe it was also a parent from our school. I'm not sure. From what I heard, I
Okay.
think that's how it is. And it was a long decision making process. Like, I'm submitting a story to someone else. Like, I only submit my stories to school, and this sounds great. I think I should take it. But then when the pandemic happened, I
Uh-huh.
lost I lost the
Right,
encouragement.
right. I was there. Uh-huh.
I
Okay, for
lost the
those who
encouragement.
right, right. So let me backtrack a little. So for all of you who are listening right now, for you to have an idea, PYAA was originally um scheduled to be held in face to face, right? So it's really a workshop with all the students coming into a to one venue and having the workshop there for 3 days, 4 days. And then the pandemic happened. We so everyone was so everything and everyone was online.
Yes.
Well, the bright side of it though was we pushed through with it, and we met a lot of great writers. So being online meant that the kid why do I keep on calling you kids? You're not kids anymore. You the young authors not just in the south here in the Philippines, or I mean South Metro Manila, not just there, even those up north, even from the east and even from the west, all of them were able to join because we had it online. That's what's amazing about it, right, Shane?
Yes. Building better connections.
Right. Okay. So now that we had it online, how was the experience for you?
So the experience was very, very. At first, I was, of course, nervous. Like, I'm meeting new people. Like, well, what if I don't get along with these people? Before joining, I wasn't really feeling okay. There was just some personal
Okay.
circumstances that led me to not feeling okay. But
Mm-hmm.
the first day of the workshop, I already received a very nice energy among each of the participants, and at the same time from you and the other mentors. So at first, I couldn't really speak much because I had to understand how this online works. This is new to me. Like, what if what if I accidentally press something that's not supposed to be pressed, and then
And then you
and
suddenly
then
leave, right?
and then I suddenly leave? Yes. So I had to stay quiet first so I can adjust to whatever's going on, because honestly, being online is, for me, it was much more challenging than if we were doing this face to face. I probably feel less nervous, but online, you're just facing. You don't know
Screen.
how these people are. You don't know how these people are feeling towards you because you can't fully understand their gestures or their facial expressions. But no, I didn't feel. I didn't feel isolated. I think that's the term. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't feel left out. I I felt very welcome in the event, and not only were the activities very fun with the participants, like we have to write our own story with the words that were listed down on our paper, but I actually made a few friends. I even met someone who likes the same show as mine. Finding someone who has a similar similar likes to you, it's you easily click. So simply put, it was very fun. Thank you so much.
That's great. That's great to hear. All right, that's awesome. So, let now Shane, let's go into more about the book, right? Because we are all excited, everyone, to showcase Shane's book to you. So, let me just show it. So, okay. Oops. All right. So, as you all know, Shane won the second place for her story of Fear Child of Levant for the Philippines Young Author Awards last year. All right. So, um, can you? Okay. I'm trying to to not give spoilers here right now, so I'm very choosy with what I say. Yeah. All right. So, uh, so first of all, okay, just to give our viewers an idea, Shane, what what are the books or movies that inspired your story?
And wow, and that's where I will mention the four big elements in creating this book. So the
Yeah, that's
four
great.
elements that inspired my story. So first is the the Japanese manga, which is now an anime currently, is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure by Hirohiko Araki. And oh, before I go on, coincidentally, it's his birthday today. The author's birthday. It's today.
Wait, the author?
The author of
The
JoJo's
author?
Bizarre Adventure, ma'am. Yes,
Wow.
it's
All
his
right.
birthday today.
I think Shane, you're gonna
Okay.
be proud of me because I researched that photo. Is it this? Oh my god! I hope it's correct.
Yes.
Awesome.
The
All
one.
right. So I
Oh my
don't feel
goodness.
so old right now. I feel
Uh,
like I feel like uh a teen now because right now I know what you guys are watching. Okay, so tell us about
okay.
this. Tell us about this,
Okay.
Shane.
So moving on, JoJo's
Yeah.
Bizarre Adventure is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Hirohiko Araki. So this series, I've watched the anime, but I haven't read the manga yet. But I wish I'm really wishing I could. So let's wait for that time to come. So the anime that I focused on for my book is Phantom Blood, because Phantom Blood in the first part of JoJo, it it introduced me to the concept of a heroic bloodline, and the sword, the Sunlight Sword of Levant, was a reference to Jonathan Joestar's sword, which is the main protagonist of Phantom Blood. His sword, Luck and Pluck. And the character design that Hirohiko Araki, or let's call him Araki Sensei. So the
Mm-hmm.
character design that Araki Sensei does for his books, they're very unique. It's like a unique masterpiece to me. I've never seen
Mm-hmm.
this outstanding design in a while. Like most anime nowadays, looking at recommendations, they don't really appeal to me because I can't find that appeal. Like I need something that's really mind blowing and heart stopping. And JoJo's
Mm-hmm.
Bizarre Adventure was the one that really struck me when I first watched it. In the first episode, I really got hooked because
Uh-huh.
why is Jonathan? No. Why is Dio the one in the blonde holding the mask? So why is Dio planning to ruin this boy's life? What's up with him? So the character design, I was inspired by the character design to create these illustrations, and
Okay.
then Sunlight Sword. So in Phantom Blood, and at the same time in Battle Tendency Part Two. So there are currently 8 parts in JoJo, but we're focusing on Part One. So
Mm-hmm.
Part One introduced us to the superpower called the Ripple, or in Japanese they call it Hamon, which is the power of the sun, an electrifying power of the sun.
Okay.
Mm. And
Okay.
then and then the stone mask that Dio is holding, it's also reminiscent to Crimson the Ruthless. So
Mm.
supernatural creatures. It all started as a typical family drama to a supernatural adventure, a bizarre adventure. So that's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for you.
Nice. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So, well, the old person as I am, I thought the one that he's holding is not a mask. I thought it's another character. It's crazy. All right. Okay. So let me hold on. What about the other one? The
That's
Yeah.
Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Okay. So the second element to creating the story was Demon
Mhm.
Slayer by please I'm sorry to those who are watching. I don't know how to pronounce the author's name properly. It's also a Japanese manga written and illustrated by Koyoharu Gotoge. That's how I pronounce it. So
Okay.
Demon Slayer is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Demon Slayer have a similarity in terms of superpowers because both of them have a key element in activating that power, which is
Mhm.
breathing. So to to create the battle scenes for the Sunlight Sword, I had to
Mhm.
rely on Demon Slayer because they visually portrayed it they visually portrayed it, and of course to me it's easy for me to describe it like, wow, he swung his sword, he leaped, and so that's where the breathing skills came from. The Sunlight Sword, as Ophir finally wields it, he suddenly acquires the instinct of the four, if I'm not mistaken, the four skills with the sword. So the first one is
Uh-huh.
the basic attack, which is the Morning Slash. And then the second attack is the Blazing Sunburst. And then the
Mhm.
third one, Blazing Sunburst is like creating a fire, a burning ring to burn certain elements. There are some elements that the Blazing Sunburst cannot affect. It can only
Mhm.
affect anything within a spiritual realm, something like that. And then
Mm.
the third one is a stun skill, which is the hold on. I'm sorry, I forgot what it was.
It's
Uh,
okay. It's this
okay.
is this is the so of those of you who are watching, we are talking about the inspiration that the inspiration behind Ophir Child of Levant. So Shane right now is talking about the skills, right? That
Yes.
Ophir was able to learn, right?
Yes.
That helped him in his adventure in this book, right?
Yes. So
And those skills were from Demon Slayer, right?
based off of Demon Slayer.
Based off of Demon Slayer,
Yes.
right? Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
All right. So, okay, the third skill was the Brilliant Flare. So, the Brilliant Flare is a stun skill that stuns enemies within 5 seconds. So, as he raises his sword and simply says Brilliant Flare, the sword creates a blinding flare that will affect anything within, let's say, a radius of 5 meters. Sorry, I'm not really good at measuring. It doesn't really cover a far distance, and the effects only last for 5 seconds. Oh, the fourth ability is a spoiler. I'm sorry, I can't say it.
Don't say that. All right. So we're gonna tease you off with that. The fourth one. For those of you who are
Yes,
watching, you guys need to read Shane's book to figure out the fourth one, right? Because if
fourth
Shane
one,
gives
yes.
that away, it will spoil everyone. No, no, no. Okay, great. So you are at your second uh element, right? So the third element for
Oh,
your that
yeah,
inspired
sorry.
your book. Oh yeah, go
There's
ahead.
two things I forgot. Okay, so there's two things I
Sure.
forgot to mention. So aside from breathing skills uh, that help me describe how the sword fights will go, and Ophir's in the introduction, Ophir is selling coal, right? So that was based off of Tanjiro, the main protagonist. The main protagonist, Tanjiro, in the first episode of Demon Slayer, he sells coal for a living for the sake of his family. And then Jasper the bully, Jasper's character is based off of Inosuke. So Inosuke is, let's say, very huffy, very violent, but pretty slow. That's
Uh-huh.
how I that's how I it helped me create Jasper's character.
All right. Okay.
Oh, one more thing to
Uh-huh.
those who are watching, and maybe they're probably younger viewers right now. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Demon Slayer, they are not for the faint-hearted. It's not for a young audience. It has the age range of 16 and above. So it's either I suggest that you should watch it when you get older, or unless if you have guidance from, let's say, your parent or anyone older, that's all right. Because nonetheless, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Demon Slayer, they, despite those certain themes, it still
Mm-hmm.
caught my attention and it helped me create the book.
Great. All right. That's a good warning for the parents out there. So
Yes.
now speaking now from the parent standpoint, me I'm a creative myself, so I would encourage my kids to consume as much books as they like with various genre. But yeah, you're correct, Shane. I think even if with all those content now available, parents would still need to know what their children are reading, right?
Yes.
And
True.
going into. Right. All right. So the next element? Yeah, the
Okay.
third. Yeah.
So the third element this time is a movie, The Kid Who Would Be King. So The Kid Who Would Be King is based off of the Knights of the Round Table. There's King Arthur and his other fellow knights. So Ophir's trait of being faint-hearted but aiming to create a change is inspired from the main protagonist of the movie, Alexander. So Alexander, in the start of the movie, he's being picked on by many kids, and he believes that if evil was totally erased, then the world would be safer. But he develops a much more deeper understanding with the concept of good versus evil during the middle and the ending of the movie, wherein he is destined to wield the Excalibur, which is King Arthur's sword. So the sword concept, it's also from there. But
Mhm.
in terms of superpowers for the sword, the powers of the sword, they're based on those two elements. And the medieval time setting, The Kid Who Would Be King introduced me to the medieval times in Europe. So because of this movie, I said, wow, I want to know more about Old English. I want to know
Mm.
more about 13th century, like what goes on in the medieval times. Is it darker than I thought? Like usually in many shows and movies, like from Disney, they portray the medieval times very colorful. But when I searched the
Yeah.
medieval times more into detail, it's darker than I thought.
Way darker.
Way darker than
History
I
is
thought.
like that. Mm.
Yes.
All right.
So
And
then,
then, yeah.
lastly, the concept of wielding a glory passed down to you to save others, just like Ophir and Alexander. Yes, Alexander's destiny is what pushed Ophir to pursue his mission. There,
All right.
that's the third
That's
element.
okay. And the fourth one?
The fourth and the last one
I hope I
is
chose the right photo here. Did I?
sort of. I'm not sure
Okay.
either, but it's
All
similar.
right.
It's
All
similar. Okay.
right. Okay.
So the fourth and last big element in creating Ophir Child of Levant was Beowulf. So Beowulf was introduced to me last grade 9. It was 2019. So Beowulf, the main protagonist of the story, that's where I that was the key reference for me to creating Levant's character, for being noble, strong, and kind-hearted. And then there's the Old English setting. It exposed me more to the Old English setting. Like, oh, it's like this. Like I said a while ago, it's not colorful at all. It's actually way
What?
darker than I thought.
Well, it has color. Only one color, red. A lot of
Yes,
red.
a lot of red. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So.
So another one is the monarchy type setting, like a kingdom. So I
Mhm.
relied on this very much in creating the kingdom, because in the other three elements I couldn't fully grasp the idea of leading a kingdom. And King Elias, the king of the kingdom, King Elias, it's still a small kingdom. That's why it's named like that. It's just named after him, because it's just a small civilization. It's still
Okay.
starting. So King Elias, I based him off of the king in Beowulf, like asking help from the main hero. That
Mm-hmm.
there is a there is a menacing creature invading our country. We have to find a way to put a stop to it. I I'm counting on you, my fellow warriors, like that. And oh, so Beowulf and Jonathan Joestar, the main protagonist of JoJo, so they share many similarities in terms
Mm-hmm.
of alignment and nobility. So, for those who don't know, alignment is he good? Is he neutral? Is he evil?
Mm.
So they share many similarities in that. But the only difference is their way of fighting opponents and the setting of their story. So Beowulf took place probably in the 13th century or earlier, while
Yeah.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood, it took place between the 16th and 17th century, the Victorian times. So, which is
Battery life
why
is only
Beowulf
40%.
is what
Please
I
charge your
relied
phone
on the
now.
most in creating Levant's character. And for
Mm-hmm.
wielding the sword, however, so Levant's character, I had to base it off of Beowulf. But meanwhile, Levant wielding the sword, it was Jonathan Joestar's character that assisted me in writing about the sword itself. And those all four elements were good references in elaborating the battle scenes through description and combining all those like a puzzle piece. I created Ophir, Child of Levant.
Wow. Wow. So that in itself, ladies and gentlemen, is enough reason for you to get a copy of Shane's book. Because I've read that book. And the fight scenes are definitely a joy to read because I think right now while we're listening to Shane now you know how much thought came in to combine everything and to give birth to Ophir, child of Levant, right, Shane?
Yes.
All right, great, right? So do you have a all right. So as the young author, can you read us an excerpt from the story?
Certainly, ma'am. Okay.
Right,
Let
awesome.
me pick. Hold on. I have to pick something interesting and at the same time spoiler free.
Which is so hard, right?
Yes. We can't do the oh no, let's not read that. That's the ending. I don't want to. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So here we go. I'll pick the chapter entitled The Multicolored Serpents. So the Multicolored Serpents is the very first battle Ophir had to face in wielding the sunlight sword. Okay. So Samson examined the cave as he ate his last piece of bread. It looked familiar. The yellowish stone ground, the translucent stalagmites, and the red aura passing through them, illuminating the massive cave. Some stone stairs were now noticeable. His eyes widened. This is the place. For those who are wondering, Samson is Ophir's uncle, and he had to guide Ophir in exploring the mountain, Mount Ermenhilda. So this is the place. How bizarre! Ophir, you led us to the ruby caverns. We need to slowly descend those stairs, considering there are creatures guarding the sword. I don't know what they look like, though, said the excited uncle. They tiptoed down the stairs. After going off the final step, the beaming aura of the sword is seen from afar. It was contained in a translucent casing. Skulls, bones, and fragments of armor surrounded it. Samson inched closer to the sword, but was recklessly pulled up. Up above was a large ruby serpent. Loud hissing, loud hissing came from behind the case of the sword. More serpents of sapphire, emerald, and amethyst emerged. The ruby serpent coiled the squirming uncle, choking him. Ophir, get the sword now! Screamed the man before losing consciousness. The boy couldn't help but step back slowly up the stairs. I can't leave Uncle Samson. But those serpents are going to eat me if I try to get that sword. What should I do? Thought the boy while wiping his sweat. Astoundingly, the serpents didn't pursue the boy. They were focused on the ruby serpent coiling Samson. Maybe they only charged towards those who approached the sword, he whispered the boy. He held a warrior's helmet from the ground. I'll approach slowly and use this helmet to shatter the wall. I'm sure Uncle Samson will be all right. At last, he's very close to the translucent casing. With the serpents distracted, he gathered as much strength as he can and shattered the case. All the serpents hissed when the light of the sword shined across the cavern. The ruby serpent released Samson, letting him fall on the ground. The sword was now in Ophir's grasp. Although, there's a problem. It felt heavy. The boy couldn't even swing it or lift it up. He kneeled on the ground while pushing himself to handle the weight. He can hear the angry hissing of the serpent spitting poison liquids near his feet. No, I can't let our lives end like this. Taking deep breaths, a gold aura encircled him, reducing the weight of the sword and his body. A burning sensation went through his veins. Now, light as a feather, he leaped and lifted the sword up. Brilliant flare! Yelled the boy as a bright aura spread across the cavern, stunning the multicolored serpents. Ophir looked back to see the ruby serpent pursuing his uncle again. He vaulted. A swing of the sword. Morning slash! He yelled. A fiery slash sliced the serpent in half, and it blazed into ash. The glowing boy was astounded. I did all that? Amazing! The sword must have given me ways on how to fight. Wow, he thought. He couldn't believe that his strength increased as he carried his uncle out of the cavern. And that was the chapter entitled The Multicolored Serpents.
Wow, Shane! That's awesome. I can see a movie coming, right? So, guys, if you know a producer right there, feel free to share. Share away. And what I'm looking forward to right now, Shane, is just in case your book becomes a movie or a show or a series or a manga, you guys heard it first from the Young Author Awards, right?
We'll never know.
Yeah, Shane, we are all hoping for this for all of our young authors because that's our goal, to have your stories get listened to by as much people as to touch and to be heard by as much people as we can, right? All right, so I think the audience is saying yes to that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, see, Sweet Quenly says, me too, movie coming, can't wait to watch. And Catherine herself says, awesome, Shane, awesome.
Thank you.
A lot of us are watching
Catherine.
right now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So I'm just putting the comments here. Kathy Serrano is saying, very talented. Kathleen Barroso is saying, congratulations, Shane. Maybe these are... Yeah, all right. So Lormi Calderon is saying, congratulations, Shane. So proud of you. And we even have viewers from Malaysia. See, Christina.
Oh my gosh.
Kinaling Math is saying, congratulations from Sabah, Malaysia. Congratulations, Shane. And Kyla Mintak says, congratulations. Bravo from Priscilla Laureta. Agnes Bajo says, congrats, Shane. God bless.
Thank you.
Did I miss anyone? Riza Tan says, congratulations, Shane.
That's my teacher. Shout out to you, Ma'am Riza.
Oh, wow. Yay! So she's the one who recommended joining PYAA, is it?
Oh, no. Oh, she's here.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
The one who introduced me to the event. She's here, my advisor. Mrs. Masa, I'm not sure if you're watching, but hi.
Ma'am, please comment. You have to comment in the comment section so we can flash your message.
Oh, she's right. She's right here. Congratulations, Shane. Proud advisor here. Thank you, Mrs. Masa.
Yay! There you you go. It's me, Masa. Thank you so much for supporting your students. As a former student myself, it really, really means a lot when you support your students like this. So thank you so much. And there's a lot more. Uh, Des Pimentel is also saying congratulations. Jaya Gurusami
Oh,
says
thank you.
hi.
Hello,
Hi.
hello.
And I think this person
That's
Yeah.
my mom. Hi, mom.
Of course, moms would always support you. So Brenda, your mom is so proud of you as well. That's
Thank you, thank you,
awesome.
thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Those of you who are watching right now and staying tuned, thank you so much for watching us and for Shane's online book launch. Your support means a lot to us. Okay, so let's forward a little bit, Shane. So
Okay.
I've been mentioning that they can buy this book, right? So
Yes, they
uh,
can.
yeah, if you're abroad or outside the Philippines, you can order the book from www.catherineku.sg/e-store. Or if you're in the Philippines, there's an easier way, right, Shane? So I
Yes,
think they
there
can
is.
buy from you, right?
Yes, they can.
All right. So maybe just contact you. How can they contact you?
Okay, so I don't really have much social media, but
All right.
still, so my, so the best way to reach out to me is either through my messenger. So just search Saraya Marie Matris on Facebook. I hope you'll get lucky. But if you can't reach out to me on Facebook, that's okay because I also have an email, which is Shane Matris at
Uh-huh.
gmail.com. So that's Shane Matris at gmail.com for those who can't or aren't able to reach my Facebook. But to my Facebook friends out there, it's all right. You can hit me up on Messenger. You can message me. That's all right. And we'll reserve your copy right away. So we currently have around 20 to 25 in stock at the moment. So we actually sold almost half of it during the past month. And there's still more. So get it while you can. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Shane, can you check? Is the email correct? The one that's flashing?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. So if you guys want a copy, you can email Shane so she can send a copy of the book to you. And then, I've been wanting to ask you this, Shane. When you first received the book, the hard copy, how did it feel?
So,
Oh, yeah.
hi
Show the
everyone.
hard
So
copy. Yeah.
it's right here,
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. Awesome. How did it feel, Shane, when you got the hard copy?
So today, when Miss Catherine messaged us that the books were already printed and are now being shipped, I was I was expecting for it to arrive probably within 2 to 3 weeks, but it came earlier than I expected. Uh, so she messaged us during the last week of April, and this arrived on the first week of May. And when I saw the DHL truck, I'm like, wait, what is that? And then they said it's for the deliveries for me. And I checked to see the name of the publisher of the book, and I said, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, this is it, this is it. And as I open as I opened the box,
I
my
imagine you
even
doing
my
the cartwheel, but did you? Did you cartwheel? No.
I wish I could, but I can't. So by the time I opened the box, my cat also was watching. Like, do I have food there? Like, my and then my cat. I tried to push my cat away because he wanted to go in the box. I said, no, no, this is not for you. There's no food inside the box. So then my cat just watched, and my mom helped me open the book because it was, open the box rather, because it was really difficult with the tape. And the rest of my family, my sister, my dad, they just watched me with joy, beaming, beaming in my smile, my excitement. And as I held it, it felt like I was holding a trophy.
Wow. It's really a congratulations, Shane. That's really a milestone. I think I saw your sister here in the comments section, but she's here somewhere and she's so proud. She said, "Hey, that's my sister." Wait, let
Yes,
me.
yes, I see it.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much for the support. We are happy for you, Shane. We are very happy from UEC, from the Young Author Awards, and from the Janus Education. We really are exhilarated that you guys are getting the fruits of your hard work in writing these stories. That's amazing. All right, so we're almost done with our event, with our online book launch. So we would like to hold on. Let me share this one. All right. So we are now almost done. So we would like to invite all of you who are watching to join us in the Philippines Young Author Awards this year, 2021, on July 21 to 24. And it is a 4-day workshop. So it's the same workshop that Shane attended last year. So if you are 13 to 16 years old and you have a story in mind you'd love to have published, or if you're a parent of a teen or a preteen who loves to write and the things that they can write an awesome book, let them join this year. Let them join this year's PYAA and give them a chance to represent the Philippines, right, Shane? Because after you guys
Yes.
became the top three, the story was also submitted in the Young Author Awards, which there were also young authors as well from the Philippines, Singapore, and Malaysia. And yeah, so there. And as you can see right now, we are sharing now the QR code. So please take a screenshot. I'll remove our faces out of the way.
Okay.
There. So please take a screenshot of this there. So you can visit the QR code later. So the QR code will bring you to the registration form for the event. All right. Okay. So to end, Shane, to end our event, any tips for young authors
Okay.
who will join?
Of course. Yes, I do. So to all those aspiring writers out there, so it's never too late. It's time for you to explore new opportunities, and here we are, and I'll be giving you the tips that I followed while creating the story. So the first tip that I have is always create an outline. Don't just outline the events that you want to put in your story. You need to write it down. So what I did was try to what I did was map out all the events that I've had in mind in creating this book. So okay, so this should be the first trial. This should be the second trial. This should happen in the ending, and it's really up to you to organize it the way you want it. But you have to make sure that they follow a precise sequence, because if you don't have a written outline and you have so many things in your mind, you might get lost, and you might forget to put, for example, oh no, I forgot to put this one detail in this particular chapter. It's very inconvenient. So please, before you write your final story, always create an outline and the draft as well. We always start off with a draft to fix corrections or the grammar, fix the grammar or add missing details. So then the second is originality is key. So there is a difference between inspiration and the word copying. So originality is key. You write a story based on what inspires you and what message you wish to give to the readers. So then the third one is an extensive vocabulary will reel in the reader's attention. So when I started reading when I was younger, I've learned many terms that I wasn't even familiar with, and looking it up in the dictionary, I'm like, oh, so this is what it means. It sounds very, very interesting. It sounds eye catching using these kinds of words to form a sentence or a story. So an extensive vocabulary will reel in the reader's attention, because like me, it will encourage me to learn what it means, and at the same time, you learn how to expand speaking the English language. I've noticed that in many other books, they really use words don't really sound familiar. And there, it really catches the hearts of the readers. Number 4, I've gotten this tip from Araki Sensei, the writer and illustrator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. References, references, references. The more the references, the more thrilling the story will become. Because the readers and even the author ourselves, because the readers will be introduced to something they probably are not familiar with. So for instance, Araki Sensei has thousands or even millions of books, magazines, and even CDs in his office because they serve as a reliable reference in creating his series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And the 5th tip is developing a deeper understanding on the many emotions, honorable traits, flaws, and personality each human or any living being has will assist you in writing characters. So in terms of characters, we have to make sure that their personality is either lovable or you hate it, but at the same time, it really appeals to you. Like particularly a main antagonist, if they're given a certain quality that aims the antagonist to pursue his or her goal. Of course, like Dio in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So at first, it started off as a sibling rivalry, but then when he discovered the stone mask, he was destined to do more things that will not only harm Jonathan but even innocent lives. So you'll definitely hate that kind of quality, but that's what makes a villain. And the personality is also very important. So personality, humor, interesting characters, interesting story. So then the sixth tip I can give is, if you are very fond of illustrating, like me, always find time to practice. For example, in manga, you can easily notice changes the illustrator has made through years of writing and illustrating volumes. So same goes with other artists out there publishing their work to the public. The more you practice, the more your art style develops and even improves. And then the 7th tip is very simple. Have fun. So this is a workshop and a competition at the same time. And I advise the writers out there that if you don't make it to the top 3, or if your story didn't receive much attention, don't let that stop you. Because this is a passion that you have, and all of a sudden giving it up just because you lost is not for me, it's really not a great move, because you're wasting more and more chances. This goes to many other writers that publish their works to that pass or submit their works to publishers, and they usually get rejected, or it's not really eye-catching. But the stories that I've seen from small writers, they didn't stop. They still kept going. They're still open to learn new things. And with joining the Young Authors Workshop and competition, you learn so much about improving your writing and at the same time making friends. So have fun. That's very simple. Just have fun, and we'll never know. You'll make it to the top 3, or if you don't give up. Don't give up.
I love that. Yes, that's true. Don't give up. And thank you, Shane. Thank you, Shane, for this morning. Thank you for inspiring us to not give up and to also have lots of research, right, for our work, because through this research we also get inspired and create new work, right?
Life is really an endless journey of learning, and as people, we always have to learn something new, just so we would be motivated to do something, like pursue a goal like that. Never stop learning.
Never stop learning. Thank you very much, Shane. Thank you very much for everyone who watched us this morning. Thank you very much. And after this, there's still a replay. So the video will be still in the UEC main page and Janus Education main page. So go ahead and share with all your friends so they can be inspired as well. Okay, all right, so thank you again, Shane, thank you very much. So everyone, please, this week we are going to interview the rest of our young authors in this series, so please stay tuned. All right, so thank you very much again.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. And get your copy right now. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
I'm speechless. All I can say right now is
Thank you,
I'm
Shane.
I'm really grateful for the experience and the support.
We're happy for you. Proud of you as well. Bye.
Yes, yes. Stay safe, everyone.